My name is Father Don Tranel, and with you this evening from St. Peter the Apostle Catholic Church here in Carthage, Tennessee. And it's a privilege to share that here in Smith County it was established in 1799. And Glen Mary sent me here as a privilege because there was no Catholic church here before. And I had experience in starting Catholic churches in other counties that had no Catholic church. So my Glen Mary superiors sent me here. I arrived here in January of 2021, and we had the first ever Holy Mass on a weekend on July 3rd, 2021. And the story is wonderful to behold. When I first got here in January, I was sent here alone. I knew no one. I knew nothing about the community. And so we certainly see the finger of God in those early months, whereby I did some organizational activities with potential Catholics. I got some names from the surrounding Catholic churches in the area. Over in Lebanon and Cookeville, sent out letters, did a lot of door knocking, right? And finally, we had a meeting on May 27th at the Chamber of Commerce here in Carthage. We had 32 people at that meeting, and there was a lot of excitement in the room because people were either inactive Catholics or they were tired of driving 25 and 30 miles to the nearest Catholic church. So from that moment on, we were very, very blessed. We had several meetings after that. We met at the Methodist Church for meetings. The Methodist Church has been very, very good to us. So history was made on July 3rd, 2021. That's when we had the first weekend Mass here in Smith County, and then of course every weekend since.
My name is Carl Rasmussen, head of maintenance for the St. Peter Apostle Catholic Church here in Carthage. Our second building was a hall, but the hall has a vaulted ceiling. We decided that would make a much better Catholic church than the ceiling that we have in the church we have now. So we've been processing it, trying as best possible to make it into a Catholic church. We had new pews come in from a pew company in Pennsylvania. We had the floors put in by local. Most of what we've had done is locally. And most of the work that's been performed inside has been volunteers. My volunteers are most of the guys on the building committee, which is, I have first names. There's Martin, and there's Jeff, Walt, Daryl. Daryl's wife has come in and helped out. Jeff's wife, Joan, has come in to help out. And we have brother, who's been here also helping us. The main reason for us to have put the church together when we did, it will be the first, let's see, we had the first Christmas in the Methodist Church. This will be the first church, the first Catholic Church Mass for Christmas in 2022, which will mean everything to us. And I would imagine it will also, for the community, people will realize that there's now a Catholic Church actually fully functional, and we'll have a lot more people join.
My name is Snowy Brown. I'm a parishioner at St. Peter the Apostle Catholic Church here in Carthage, Tennessee. My family consists of myself, my husband, and my two sons, Gabriel and Michael. I am not a cradle Catholic. I was a convert. I am a convert. I joined the Catholic Church in 2005. Our oldest son was christened at the age of 1 in the Catholic Church in Cookeville, Tennessee. and we attended there briefly. But at the time, I was in college, and Chris was already driving. My husband was already driving 30 miles one way to work every day, and that was when gas first went up to $2 and then $3 a gallon, all the way back in 2004. So we did not have a local church, and we were just barely scraping by, so we did not attend church regularly. And then when we finally came back to the church, it was about 2017, and we had to drive 25 miles to church. We tried to be as active in the community as we could, but my children really weren't able to participate in the youth groups and those types of things because the church was not in our community. So we were extremely excited in 2021 when we looked down at our bulletin at St. Francis Cabrini, and there was a little blurb in there about Father Don trying to start a Catholic church in Smith County. And we really expected it to be, our family and maybe one or two others. But when we got there, there were between 40 and 50 people, and just the excitement was, I can't describe the excitement of everybody in the room. We had a guy over here saying he knew how to do electrical work, and there was a guy over here saying, we can do music, and I spoke up and said, well, I'm a teacher, and if we need religious ed, I'd be happy to help with that. And so to be able to have a church in our community, I don't know that I have the correct words to say what that means to us, because it meant that, every night during Holy Week, we could come participate and not have to drive 30 miles one way. And we did that this year. We were here, I think every night there was something, and we were able to come do that. The first Mass that was held in the other building was on Palm Sunday. And the amount of energy was just, you could feel it. Everybody was so excited, and everybody was hugging, and we've done it. We're here, we have our own building, which we know the church is not a building. We know it's, our community, and we had a church when we were borrowing a space. But to know that we had done that, we had, through the power of the Holy Spirit and all the work that everybody had put in, we had accomplished having our own space. It was really it was overwhelming and indescribable. As far as having the first Mass in this particular building, to be able to come and participate on Christmas, where Christmas is all about, Jesus came to us, and that was the beginning of his story as a man. And so for Christmas to be the beginning of when this building we were able to celebrate here, I think it's a beautiful parallel. The building, everybody here was just so happy to be here. You could just see it on everybody's faces, really. And again, it makes it so much easier for us to take a sense of ownership and pride in everything, to know that this is our church and our community.
I think the important thing to know here is just the passion the people had, in many cases, to come back home to the church of their childhood when they had been inactive for so long. And as a Glen Mary missioner, there's nothing that makes me happier than when inactive Catholics come back home. So.